he was a junior minister in what was then the Lord Chancellor's Department. He brought in the Access to Justice Bill, the denial of justice bill, actually, because it removed from legal aid vast categories of cases. And I think the quid pro quo was actually dropping this act, which just sat there, gathering dust. I would urge anyone who's interested in this subject to have a look at this act, because all I can tell you, and I'll give you a clue to where we're going from, that great new Labour expression, directional travel, we're looking at some of the ideas in this act, and we're looking very, very urgently at some of them, in particular mediation and alternative dispute resolution. So Roger, thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure being here. Those of you who haven't contacted us, who want to give us some ideas for our annual review, please do so. I know that there are a lot of familiar faces here. We're very grateful for the work that you've done so far. We are taking this matter very seriously. And some people have said to me, when is the election going to be? I don't know. All I do know, if I was advising the Prime Minister, and Pete Mackelson is advising him every minute of the day, if he has to look at the history of governments delaying to the last moment, it's not very encouraging. Alec Hughes probably would have just hung on if he'd gone in the summer of 64. I think Callaghan might well have hung on if he'd gone in 78. We wouldn't have been wiped out if we'd gone in 96. So I think leaving to the last moment is not a good idea. And as far as the results are concerned, I'll just give you my final view. I think that very often a tipping point is reached in the fortunes of a government. And that means governments lose elections. But for the opposition to win, there has to be a tipping point in favour of the opposition. And I think we're probably somewhere now between 1979, when Mrs. T won, as you know, was a small majority, and we're probably somewhere between then and possibly 92, when John Major just hung on. Because I think, although the public are determined to give his government a major punch on the nose in this election, they're not quite sure about the opposition. And that's why it's down to us, as an opposition, to explain our policies incredibly clearly and to be above all credible. And then the public have a proper choice. They make their mind up, but we have got to give them that choice by having credible policies, and that's what every single shadow minister is trying to do at the moment, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Well, I'm very grateful for the I suppose as a clinician dealing with disturbed families on a day-to-day basis, and sitting next to a possible future Minister of Justice, of course I have to take a pragmatic view. And this may well be a member of the next government. It may not be, but it would be foolish not to think it might be. But one at the same time doesn't want to alienate those in power at the moment. So what you have to do is an impossible juggling act, the kind of thing one's used to doing every day in the health service. How to manage conflict, how to manage two impossible positions which are incompatible. I'm very grateful anyway for Henry, and I certainly would like to have him input myself into the family law review. Hope that this might be the next government, because there are things that need to go into this review, and things in this conference I think that need to go into this review, as well as us needing to continue to the current government to say what needs to be done. I think we as commissions need to, and lawyers and so on, we need to have parallel planning. So are there any points that people want to raise? Up the back.
Hello, my name is Mary Bassett, and I'm not a professional at all in any of these terms. I'm a Ryan Canada, and I'd like to say thank you very much for all your talks. I'm here because I'm passionately interested in how law affects family life, having been on the receiving end of this kind of thing. I won't go into that. I'd simply like to say that I'm writing an amateur paper, which is entitled something along the lines, Law Firms as Agents of Therapeutic Change. Could we please have your details, speakers' details, emailed to everybody who's attended the conference so that we can deliver what we may have to say to you directly? Is that possible, please?
To do what?
To deliver our ideas.
Yes, yes.
Because we're going to meet in groups.
Yes.
But there's no way of to anybody else?
There is a list of delegates that you will have in your pack.
Oh, thank you. And does it have email or addresses and things like that? No. So we just Google whoever it is and do it like that?
You can't just think about it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other points? How's your chance? You do so well. Are there things you want to bring up now before we... Okay, I think the message is thank you. We've had a lot to take in and hear, and there's a lot I'm sure that you'll want to carry on thinking about. Now, lunch is in two places. There's downstairs, immediately downstairs when we came in. That's the buffet lunch. For those who wish to sit down, the lower ground, the basement, has some tables. So you have a choice. We thought we could do a choice. It also makes it easy for the organisers. So
it's not been common practice, but they do, and they should have 3 experts for you personally to choose one from. Now, local authorities always put forward the ones who would favour the local authority. I've found that in pretty much every case I've had. And it's very difficult when the local authority know the expert's going to favour them. Your parents or your client is just got no chance, and this is where second opinions come into.
Second opinions, right.